Friends, I read somewhere, in fact, that whether it is in Japan or China, I don't remember. In earlier days, much earlier days, there used to be the concept of family doctor, wherein the family keeps paying the doctor every month as long as one of them is not sick. If one of the family gets sick, then that payment is stopped. Therefore, the doctor's every month money is ensured. So as long as the family, of course, the family is obligated to follow the doctor's advice all the time, the preventive care, etc., and they have to take whatever the care that this doctor wants them to take, out of respect and obvious common sense. But then, if somebody falls sick, and that person can be recovered and revived very easily because they have been practicing very preventive healthcare. So that is healthcare. Now what we have is sick care. Sick care is you are not told by any doctor what to do beforehand. You will not let the doctor, even if the doctor wants to tell you what to do beforehand, before you fall sick, you will never let the doctor tell you what to do. Doctors themselves are not really careful about their health. They say it is our wish. We know how to, revive ourselves if there is something that is going to happen. I know of a doctor who lived in our apartment earlier, wherever I was staying. She had to attend one event, somebody's marriage, neighbors or somebody's marriage. She was having very high fever, maybe 103 or something like that, more. She wanted to, participate. It's not that really out of that relationship also, but she liked to participate and dance and all of that. So she knew exactly what to do to make the fever come down for that event, the dancing event or all of that, etc. So those few hours or something like that, she did something. I don't know whether she, I don't know, but it's a hack kind of a thing. So she did that. She enjoyed all that event, and then she suffered fever later on. Of course, it is a marvel that humans are able to do it. No other species can do it. So if we are able to do it and we have the knowledge to do it, why not? We can do it. This just I remembered, so I told you. So what I'm saying is, now with this concept, I mean, in the same way, in society, as part of education, we need to give broadly two things to the children. One is skills and one is values. Skills we are giving. Why we are giving? Because skills bring jobs, and jobs bring money, and money brings things, and things make us happy. This is our understanding, which is wrong to a lot of extent, but that is a separate discussion, not in this video. Now, but then values, what about values? The role of values in my education, for example, whatever I have studied, whenever I have studied, MI period was there. MI means moral instruction. It used to be there 1 period per week. Now that period means people consider, generally all the whole system, other teachers, everybody consider that as an optional subject, number one. If a maths teacher or some science teacher, etc., they could not complete their syllabus, so first thing that would fall prey is this moral instruction period. They would take away that period. Or PET period and PET period. PET means physical educational training. It's not considered really required, etc. So, and in the moral, if it actually happens also, some stories, some Buddha story, etc. By the time we get interested in the subject, the period is over. There is no continuity. So it's as good as not there. Now, if values we have not, and nowhere else we have been taught any values. Instructed, moral instruction, see, that is the name they have given. So, tell only truth, never tell lies, don't steal. These are the instructions. Well, okay, instruction should be substantiated. Instructions are welcome, but instructions should be substantiated by why? Why should I not steal? Why should I tell only truth? the reason and the analysis, etc. All people, there are several people involved in this. I mean, several people means several minds. See, even children, I consider them as adults because they are just continuing their journey from earlier lives. So they will have lot of doubts. They will get some doubts. Some may not have many doubts, but some will. So it is our duty as teachers to satisfy all that curiosity and all that doubts and find out where the wiring was not complete, and then we have to complete that wiring. Only then their minds will work in values, etc. Values are what make us decide whether to do something, what to do. Okay. Now skills decide how to do it. But what to do, what not to do, whether to do, this is decided by values. Lawyer, they develop skills. Doctors, they develop skills. Engineers, they develop skills. Everybody develops skills. But without values, they don't know what to do, what not to do. So they do wrong things also. When they do wrong things with higher skill, that is when big crimes happen. Okay, so that is when the problems start. Therefore, if we don't invest in values, like we don't invest in preventive healthcare, then we will definitely fall sick there. In this case, we will face wrong repercussions in society that are unfavorable to majority, many people. So when we face, we suffer. We are willing to suffer, but we are not willing to prevent. Therefore, we need to invest in values. So if we invest in values, we need to have teachers who are capable of explaining and proposing those values and embodying those values, so that is an inspiration to the others, the students and everyone, so that they can also just copy them somehow initially and then understand and then be better than their teachers. We are not investing in those teachers. We are not giving money to those teachers. So if somebody teaches values, you will give them 10,000 per month. And if somebody teaches languages, you give 25 to 30,000 per month. And if somebody teaches maths, you are willing to give 1 lakh or more. Science, if they are really good, they can earn any amount of money. So if this is the kind of difference that we are consciously, deliberately showing in our investments in values and skills, then we will get results as, just like how we are investing, how much we are investing where. There is no use cursing our fate, or there is no use lamenting once our society is devoid of values and falling short of values. In fact, we should wonder how the society is still as orderly as it is today, because even this is a wonder that we have not done much preparation for this amount of orderliness either. Still it is orderly. So that shows how good natured a human being is by birth. So there is a great big police officer who I heard he was speaking in Tamil, so I didn't catch much, but one thing I heard in a speech he said, he came to that big gathering in the police uniform with all his stars, etc. He said, if there is no crime, he said there are more than 6 lakhs villages in India, and for these 6.5 lakhs villages, there are only around 30,000 police stations. So who is keeping the peace? What is the relative peace? And who is responsible for, if crime has to happen, if all these people decide in these villages to actually become criminals and be disorderly and unruly, these 30,000 police stations may not be able to prevent, right, easily, mathematically. But people don't decide to be criminals just like that, right? So he says it is not we police who come into picture only after some crime has happened that are preventing the crime, but it is your temples and your churches and your prophets and your culture and education. This is what prevents crime. These are the bigger reasons why society is intact and relatively as peaceful as today. But is that enough? Not at all. It's not just about the peace, it is also about justice. So I request everyone to invest in values. Thank you.